Since his introduction in Tekken 4, I think Steve is one of Tekken's most iconic characters. Not only is he a top tier character in almost every game that he's in, but just his portrayal of boxing is so fascinating for how it shows up in a fighting game, right? In a game where your buttons are your punches and your kicks, his kick buttons don't kick. They transition into other stances. There are exceptions, of course. He can step on your feet. He has like a weird slow hop kick, but all in all, Steve is a boxer, and he really leans into that. So I played Steve a bit in Tekken 7 to develop my counter hit timing and defensive awareness. So I really am curious about how he's going to play in this game. Obviously, Steve being a counter hit character runs contrary to the Tekken 8 design philosophy of aggression, right? They want this game to be a lot of attacking. You can see that in a lot of like how strong strings are and how strong sidesteps are. So they want you to attack into each other and make reads with sidesteps, make reads with like armor moves, make reads with rage arts, things like that. They give you a lot of frame advantage and stances so you can keep attacking. This runs contrary to Steve's pattern in the past of using his movement and the threat of his counter hits to find windows to either poke you or use his pokes to force you to run into his counter hits if you want to hit him. The Steve dynamic changing in Tekken 8 is something I'm curious to see about, especially as someone who's played him in tournament in the past. So this is a video from our boy Jacob D. He has been invited to the Namco offices to play the pre-release build of Tekken 8. This is the final build of the game. So I'll link his videos below. Unfortunately, he recorded in Polish, so I'll have the glossary below if you haven't seen that already. And let's go through his notes. If you don't care about any of this pre-information, I'll put timestamps below where you can jump into the move list, the throws, etc., the stances. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, some moves have a new input. For example, since Rage Art is down forward 1+2, spoiler, Sonic Fang is 1+2. Two-Face is a heat-only Ganryu-style hold, which means he grabs you. The grab itself doesn't do damage, but then he can choose a second follow-up grab that does do damage, and you have to guess the second one. As far as I know about Two-Face is that the initial grab is unbreakable, and then you have to pick left punch or right punch to break the follow-up. Not sure if it can be broken on reaction. Left punch throw is 15 damage and plus 14. Right punch throw is 50 damage and knocks down, so you get either frame advantage to force a mix-up or a bunch of damage and a knockdown. Lionheart is a new stance in which Steve dances. Cool. Down back 3-2 and up forward 3-2. These are his like dirty boxing moves where he stomps on you and punches you. They don't knock down. They can go into Lionheart though. Back 2, his launch punish that isn't exactly 15 frames, just a bit later, doesn't knock down, but is plus 14 on hit, so he's guaranteed a Sonic Fang. Up back 2 is a 17 frame high, plus 14 can go into Lionheart, and up back 2-1 is a mid extension option. While standing 2-2 is a 13 frame Punisher, 32 damage plus 11 can go to Lionheart. Just an initial take. If it's plus 11, that is clearly advantageous for mix-ups, but if Steve is still a counter-punching character, you actually want to give them some frames to interact. If it's plus 11, I'm blocking every time after that, right? But if you give them like plus 4, you might be able to entice the opponent to like punch back at you and then find like a back 1, right? So there's more frames isn't always better. Obviously, it's nice. Okay, I'm not going to say it's bad, but there's some nuance here. Gatling Gun's massage input is now duck 1+2, 1+2, 1+2, 1+2, deals 30 damage. So this is the move where he would do like his machine gun punches with both hands. And I liked hitting each button. I used to take my hand, now I take my hand off the arcade stick and I hit both buttons with both hands. And you could do 1+2 a bunch of times to get it to work, but this feels less fun. I like hitting each button for each punch, but we've seen this already with Victor and Reina. Some punches just kind of come out for multiple hits, can come out for one button press. This isn't a new thing. Okay, let's take a look at the move list. So the first moves in every Tekken 8 character's move list, like I think the first 10, are just like a heat overview. So we'll see these moves over and over. It tells you there's chip damage. This is his heat dash combo. You can see that Sonic Fang doesn't give a combo if you heat dash. That's actually an interesting factor. But aside from that, these are just the generics. So I'll let these play just so you can see them. You can rewind them if you want. It looks like he has a heat-specific ducking in stance. And then Two-Faced, according to the notes, is heat only. There we see Lionheart's mid parry. This is his heat burst. Okay, now we're in the normal moves. Great. So Sonic Fang. Oh, wait, no. I'm lying to you. I lied to you. Sorry, false alarm. These are the heat engagers. So Sonic Fang, Rocket Launcher, Eraser running 2. Cyclone Punch out of Quick Spin, or Albatross as people colloquially call it, is a Heat Engager, Vigilant Blow. The Two-Faced Pair. Oh, no, okay, this is Two-Faced. This is ducking indirect. These are still heat actions. Two-Faced 2 grab. Oh, no, that's just the Two-Faced grab. And I think it's unbreakable. I'm going to rewind real quick. Yeah. So this translates roughly to cannot break. Two-Faced 1 grab, follow-up. This can be broken, but you have to guess. It looks like there's no cue that tells you which throw he's going to do. This is his Heat Smash. We saw that already. It's weird that they show it twice, but, you know. I kind of get it. Oh, he has a Peekaboo Heat Smash also. And a Flicker Heat Smash? Or maybe this is saying he goes into Flicker... No, during Flicker stance. On hit, go into Lionheart, or on block. Huh, cool. So during Flicker or Peekaboo, he has access to his Heat Smash, and he can go into Lionheart if the Heat Smash is blocked. That's cool detail. Great. And then now we're going to see his Rage Art. You can check out the character trailer if you want to see that. That's a knockout. Okay, now we're into Steve's normal moves. Okay. This is going to be weird to look at because Steve is such a counter hit value character. So we're not going to get the full picture here. We'll have to see some gameplay. But regardless, let's get into it. Double jab, 1-1 natural combo, 12 damage. Can go into ducking, ducking left, or he can go to ducking, ducking left or right, or sway after. Jab body blow is jab down 1, not a natural combo. Sorry, we'll be doing this. Rewind is a bit big. Jab down 1 is a high mid, not a natural combo, so I'm not sure what the use of this is. I'm sure he's had this for a while. I've just never seen this move used that often in tournament. He can hold back to go into Flicker stance. This is a cool thing about the move list now is they're showing all of the transitions Steve can do. Before you had to kind of figure it out or find out from somebody else. But the game actively telling you which stances you can go into is amazing. 1-1-2 can go into ducking, ducking left, or swaying. This is still, again, legacy stuff. Great that they're telling you now. 1-1 down 1 can hold back to go into Flicker. 1-2. Ooh, that was fast. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's any stance transitions here. 1-2 can go into ducking, left, right, or sway. Okay. Sway being the back one, I believe, is the Tekken notation, and what the community calls it is different. Like sway is back, and then I don't know what. Anyways, 1-2, 1-2. This is a key Steve move. Okay. And what we don't know, unfortunately, is this move 1-2-1 guaranteed on counter hit? This is a huge Steve detail. Steve using 1-2-1 being as a counter hit, like a counter hit string, is so important. If that's gone, that'll be insane for the character. But like before, he can do 1-2-1 forward to go into Peekaboo. I'm struggling with the YouTube controls here. I apologize. And then he can go into Peekaboo. Wait, is that note repeat? I'm looking at this. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at this note here. It keeps scrolling, but the guy moves on too quickly. I'm pretty sure it's just hold forward. Yeah. It's saying 1-2-1 forward goes into Peekaboo, and then you can sway after as well. 1-2-1 down 2. He's had this as well. Vanguard Rush. These are all looking the same. He keeps his stance transitions from before. Nothing has changed here. This is a new move, 2-2 Cromwell combination. I believe this is a 12-frame punish. It's also going to be one of his combo tools coming up again right here. Yep. Natural combo. Does not knock down, but I've seen it used in his combos in the trailer. It's a tornado as well. Ducking left. Ducking right. Sonic Fang. Heat engage. And look at the icons here on the left. It does not wall splat. And that's why earlier, if you look at this animation here, the opponent stays standing. That's why the heat engage, when you spend your heat dash, does not turn into a launcher, right? So I think this is how you can tell which heat moves do what when you spend. So quick spin, forward 2-1. He can do the same things after, I believe. The guy's moving through his stances really quickly. Yes, he can go into Peekaboo with forward and Flicker by holding back. All right, ducking Psych Out Body. He's always had this. Oh, this is a new move. Forward 2-2, 1+2. So mid. First 2 hits are natural, but not the third hit. And And he can go into Lionheart with just forward 2-2. New details. Very cool. Ducking forward. Shotgun combination. He's had this. Peekaboo manually with forward 3+4. Left uppercut. Down forward 1-2. Down forward 1-2-1. Right? Like this is his like little fake out. He's had these. Nothing new here. I think this was his old 10-hit combo. They've made it a full thing now. I'm not sure. We'll see it if we'll see it again later. Crescent hook is down forward 2. Another key move. His homing counter hit mid, no longer homing, so it's just a counter hit mid. And as we saw in the trailer, it no longer gives a full launch. Knee blaster down 1, another key low. Wild man combo, another incredible low. This being with the low parry changes. This is even stronger, right? Because the only way to counter this move, it's low mid, so it's basically a safe low. The only way to counter it was to low parry it, and now with low parry damage reduced across the board, Steve's low game is looking nice. Down back 2, a seeable low from Steve. Not often used, but nice to hit people on the ground. You can cancel... Oh, no, sorry. He can do it out of crouch. So during crouch, you can just hit down back 2. This was information he could do. This is something you could do before, but the information wasn't really out there. Okay, new change as well. Down back 3-2 used to be a knockdown move. Now it goes into Lionheart, and I think this is actually good. So it's weird, I think, if Lionheart is forced, which according to the move list, I believe he has to go into Lionheart after. Unless there's a way to cancel out of it, then it's okay, right? But here, people were telling me this is a nerf because it no longer knocks him down. I don't know if I agree. If Steve is still a counter hit character, given we don't know enough about the game, we don't know about counterplay, etc., etc. That's a spiel I give every time we go over the move list. But if we assume Steve is still a counter hit character, keeping them standing is a really good thing. Keeping them standing means they can swing back into you and you can find a counter hit, especially because Steve's on the ground Okazemi options are not that good. Like he doesn't get a lot of damage. He doesn't get a lot, like he can't loop a wake up situation. It doesn't make a lot of sense to put them on the ground, right? It's different if it turns into a combo, like in certain wall angles, you could step on them, punch them over, and then turn that into a wall combo, right? But that was very context dependent. So he definitely loses that. However, if in exchange, so he's +7 here into Lionheart. If in exchange, he creates many situations where you either have to deal with another down back 3-2 or deal with another low such that you want to attack him, then he stands to gain greater reward by counter hitting you again on a read, right? And it looks like with +7, I might just block after. If he were like +4, it would create situations where someone might be tempted to press into him. +7 is a little dissuading. Obviously context matters, but my take so far is because Lionheart is going to mid parry me anyways, I'm probably not mashing into him. I would be cool if you didn't have to go into stance. Sorry if you can hear the lawnmower. I am back home and it is noisy. Stun gun, down back 1+2, power crush move, +14 guarantees a Sonic Fang unless it whiffs for some reason. So I'm not familiar with what Steve follow-ups had before. I played a really dry Steve, like a tournament Steve. So I'm not sure if Stun Gun here had a follow-up before, but now +14, definitely a Sonic Fang. Quick Hook, back 1, iconic move. We love Quick Hook. And as we saw in the trailer, it is still a launcher, which is really, really nice. In case you didn't know, Steve can hold back to go into flicker stance after, and that made the move safe on block. So again, love that they're adding this information. Back 1-2, homing second hit, goes into Lionheart, +7. They no longer spin like they do in Tekken 7. Back 1-2. Ooh, new cancel. Back 1-2 slide 1. Fakes into a mid +4. Free gate combo. This is a classic. Sorry, there was a little stance transition in the note. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Sorry about that. After the second hit, can go into peekaboo. Okay, I think he could do that before. Back 2, Body Bomb. Used to be a launcher at 17 frames. No longer does so, but guarantees a Sonic Fang. Back sway. He can sway into forward. Yes. He can sway into ducking left or right. Okay, so same thing. Flicker stance, same thing. Bounty Hunter, new move. Up back 2. Goes into Lionheart. I believe you can prevent going to Lionheart by holding back. Let me check Google Translate really quick. I came unprepared. I apologize. There's a new information. Let's see. I'm not even going to try to say it. I'm just going to type it in and let you guys know what it means. Stays in place if you hold back. So I think what this means is you don't go into Lionheart if you hold back. That's cool. I like the option to not go into stance. Forcing stances is weird to me. Swindler, Outfox. Okay, so this is a backdash. Outfox, little play on outbox, I guess. Is outbox a term? I'm not really a boxing guy. But here he backsteps and then goes into Lionheart. And then he dances out of Lionheart. He can't stay in Lionheart. Hellfire, up back, 1+2, unblockable, over the top. Sorry, I'm just checking this out again. Yeah, so exclamation means unblockable. So there are moves that look unblockable, like they have like a long charge up or animation, but if it doesn't show the exclamation point, it's blockable. Over the top, up forward 1. A classic move. This is actually really, really good. Steve loves this move because Steve doesn't have a hop kick that's like pretty reliable, but this allows him to play around poke lows that would either kill, like that would last hit him, like a last hit situation. If somebody's trying to poke you, up forward 1 is huge. It also breaks the floor in Tekken 7. It looks like it doesn't break the floor in this. But, you know, remains to be seen. Burst hammer, up forward 2, right? Because it's not giving the notation here on the left that it breaks the floor. But both of these moves, I imagine, in an air combo should break the floor, no? You can also do it with up 2. Jump in, foot stomp, right hook. Goes to Lionheart. Looks like you're forced to go into Lionheart, just like the down back 3-2. Jumping duck kick, one of his other few moves. This hop kick isn't actually useless. If you fight a character with a punch parry and they whiff it, like Law, you can up forward for them. Fun little trick. Beat down, forward 2, big whiff punish. Used to guarantee another forward 2 on some characters or a down back 2 on other characters. Not sure what it does this time. Probably the same. Rocket launcher, heat engager. What is his face? Rocket launcher, QCF1. This is another key Steve move. The fact that it now is a heat engager is pretty nice because it puts him in that clinch state. Before rocket launcher, if you hit it outside of the wall, it doesn't really give you much reward, right? It just kind of knocks him down and you chase him again. Here, it puts him in heat. So this move is probably better now, right? I'm assuming it's still safe. Low cross blaster. Again, don't know the frames on block. Assuming it's still a launch punishable low. It's his highest damage, like long range low. That isn't the stomp. Because the stomp is backdashable, right? So this is one of his key lows when you're really trying to break a turtle, but it's not one of his preferred ones. It does go into peekaboo though after. Eraser. Chip damage on block. Running 2. This is another one of his make someone play the game against you if you're fighting a turtle. Sliding low punch. Nice. Okay, here's his 10 string. It looks like it's, once again, I think it's the same 10 string. I don't think it's very useful. It looks cool. 10 string 2. I wonder if Tekken 8 players are going to try to do 10 strings a lot. Usually it kind of falls out of favor really quickly. In like ranked at least. Key charge. Eagle. Okay, while standing moves. Let's back it up. Steve's while standing moves are really interesting because when you cancel into ducking out of his moves, you can cancel ducking by holding down back and then he's in crouch. So that's how Steve gets access to the instant crouch moves that you see in a lot of like hard combos and things like that. While standing 1-1, same thing, I believe. Wild Man. 11 frame punish, really, really good. Wait, what were the frames on hit there? Did they nerf that? +3, okay, so it still trades with the jab. The next back one will trade with the jab. While standing 2-2, Nighthawk combination, new move. Let's check that out again. This is really cool. I'm excited to see new Steve moves. He's been kind of doing the same thing for a while, right? All right, so he does while standing 2. This is a 13 frame, right? So I wonder if single while standing 2 doesn't counter hit launch anymore. Because single while standing 2 is really good. I think it was way slower than 13 frames though. Anyways, while standing 2-2, +11 into Lionheart. I think you can cancel one hit only into ducking, it looks like. Let me see. Translating here. Yes, so from one blow, you can cancel into ducking. So if you just do the first hit. This is what you could do with his while standing 2 before. But again, I don't know if it counter hit launches anymore. Finishing blow. 18 frame, full crouch down forward 2. This is his launch punish on stagger lows. Ducking left again. I don't know why they show it twice. I get that they like show the stance before, or like they show the stance here, and when they say like etc., that's what this ITP is. They're about to introduce all of the stance moves, but it confuses me that they show it multiple times. Anyways, let's keep going. My fault. Ducking 1-1, natural combo knockdown, wall splat. That's new into Lionheart. Bee Sting combo. Duck left 1-2. 15 frame, still natural, and then into Lionheart at +7. We'll have to see what Lionheart holds because +7 is a common number we're seeing a lot. Swindler Centurion Rush. Whoa, that's cool. Is it the wait? That's the same move. I'm tweaking. My bad. I just saw the name and I was like, oh shoot. Right shoulder Billy Club. We've seen this before. Okay, ducking right. Hawk swoop combo. They took out ducking right 1-2. This is what it used to be, a launcher, a counter hit confirm launcher. Now it's just a +7 into Lionheart, or he can do one hit into Peekaboo. Swindler. We've seen this move a lot. Ducking right. Wall splat, but I don't think wall bounce is in the game anymore, right? So that looks gone. Now the quick spin moves. Quick spin 2, heat engage, and they're knocked down. So this probably turns into a launcher with heat dash. Cyclone knee clip. Spin into Peekaboo. Love that they're listing the transitions. This is so cool. Before, players had to figure it out, and that's why Steve was so hard to learn before. But the fact that they're showing how to transition into each stance is really cool. Okay, now we're looking at the ducking moves. Ducking in. Maybe ducking in is the heat version? I don't know. Anyways. Fox Hunt. Yep, seen this. Usually guarantees a 4-4-2. Skyscraper. Punisher. That's a lot of notation. Oh, it's just saying you can go into different stances. Swaying, ducking, etc. Gatling gun, the new input. 30 damage. Okay, this is saying like if you hold down the ducking, this is how you get the blue spark. Right? And that's what ducking in is. In Tekken notation, it's called extended duck. But here it's called ducking in. Again, weird to see everything without the counter hit properties, but okay, here it's Peekaboo time. Albion combination, same thing I think as before. Spite hook. Homing, like before. Does it still have a punch parry built in? There's no notation that lists it. Oh, no, it does. I'm lying. Here in the notation, it says transitions to Peekaboo, has a parry effect for hands, punches. Okay. Peekaboo throw, 11 frames, break with 1+2. Peekaboo forward 2-1. This move is really, really good. This move is insane. I want to see the first hit only. The first hit only used to be -13, but had so much pushback, only some characters could punish it. And this animation ducks under down jabs. So when he's in Peekaboo pressuring you, he can go under your down jab and go under highs and go under some mids. It's a really, really good move. Nimrod combination. 15 frame punish. Steve can do some precise stuff to punish with that. I never got to do that. I was never that good. Crosscut, no longer a knockdown, retaining its nerf from season 5 of Tekken 7. Does chip damage, probably has the wall crush effect still. That's a crazy nerf. Cutting elbow down forward 2. Wonder if it's still minus like 10 or 11. Chip damage on block. No. Just goes into Peekaboo. That's what it says. Patella smash. Another kilo from Steve. +2. Goes back into Peekaboo. It looks like you can also do it. Yeah, it's telling you here you can also do it with full crouch down forward 1. Knuckle plow. Boom. Reactable low. Nice for hitting people on the ground or catching them if they're not paying attention. Lancaster combination. Used in combos. Goes back into flicker if you hold back. Again, love that they're listing these stance transitions. I'm going to say that over and over. That was such an annoying thing to have to just know or find out. His back sway, Peekaboo. His Shoryuken. Billy Club. Snake Charmer. These are all iconic moves. I don't have any reason to believe something has changed about them. Now we're in flicker stance. Okay, flicker stance, crucial, especially because it comes out of back 1. A lot of Steve players will pressure with this stance, and it's kind of like fake pressure. Like you can beat a lot of it by stand blocking. So I'm wondering if they added things to this stance that would make his pressure like real. So high, mid. All the notation here is just saying you can go back into flicker between any number of hits. Let's see, Tempest combo. Nice. I'm surprised, does Tempest combo break the floor? There's no notation that says it does, but I'm sure it does. It always did before. Fly swatter. This is a great, so I wonder if this is still a counter hit mid. This was actually a nice mid from Steve because the fact that it was A, 18 frames and B, out of a flicker stance created a natural timing gap. So down forward 2 coming out at 16 frames meant that you kind of had to, if you're navigating that as a defender, you just were looking for that timing, that 16 frame timing, or out of a dash, like 18 frame timing. But if Steve dashes and then goes flicker and then does fly swatter, that becomes like a 22 frame move. So that like 7 frames of nothing happening can make an opponent jab or something, and then they die to this move. It's a great move. I hope it still counter hit launches. Griffin throw. I haven't seen this, but I swear to God it already exists. That's what people were telling me anyways. British Lancer. This move, depending on the range you hit, used to guarantee the Shiro combo. So you could do 2 hits of the Gatling punch and then pick them up. It looks like it pushes back really far, so I don't know if you can anymore. Manual Lionheart out of up back 3. They called it Outfox before, so I'm a bit confused which is which. Vigilant Blow. Okay, these are all, this is good. Let me give this the respect it deserves. These are all his new moves. This is the new style they were talking about, okay? Lionheart. He goes into a switch stance, southpaw, and then dances out of it. Okay, wait, and then there was a note. I'm sorry, guys. There was a note. Lionheart can go into Lionheart, or it can transition to ducking left or sway. Okay, so he has access to all the stances out of Lionheart. That means when he stomps, right? Because it forces him into Lionheart, he can go into another stance. Okay, that's pretty cool. Vigilant Blow is a heat engager mid. Don't know if it's safe or not, but that is a lot of damage. Bloodhound. We saw this move in the trailer a lot. Okay, so he, out of Lionheart, he does what looks like an electric wind hook fist, but it's a mid. No power crush. I thought it had a power crush state, but it's just a big uppercut. Instant tornado, 16 frame startup. That makes sense that all his moves are +7 into Lionheart. It guarantees a Bloodhound attempt. So if this is a safe mid, he's going to keep just throwing out safe launchers over and over again that frame trap you. You have to rage art or armor it. No news if you can sidestep it yet or not, but given the trend of stance into offense, or sorry, offense into frames into stance, I doubt you can sidestep it, but I would want to test it. Swing Fire Advance. Oh my God, that's a cool move. So +7 makes a lot of sense here. Swing Fire is 20 frames high. Looks like, I can't tell if it's homing or not. There's just a lot of effects going on. Is it heat only? No, it's just during Lionheart. Okay. +6, but it's a knockdown, so. Gut Wrencher. Okay, that's it. Lionheart only has 3 moves. Lionheart has the heat engaging mid. Okay. The heat engage mid is 14 frames. Okay, this is important too. So I completely neglected this. If you go into Lionheart at +4, then it trades with jabs. So not a combo unless you spend your heat. But then this mid, like launching mid, but then what else? Swing Fire Advance is a high. So it's not a mix-up stance. Lionheart is like a pressure stance. So I wonder if the one... Oh, I have an idea. So I wish I knew. What I think it is Vigilant Blow. It doesn't say it does chip damage, right? So it's just a heat engage attempt. Lionheart 2 is a launcher. So what probably is the case is Swing Fire Advance here is a + frame high. I think what happens is you go into stance and you do this high and it gives you more frames to mix them up after. Either they challenge that mix up right away, right, by trying to duck the high and risk eating the big mid launch, right? What is this move called? Not Vigilant Blow. Well, they risk eating Vigilant Blow, but they also risk eating Lionheart 2, Bloodhound. So they could interact with the move right away, right? Interact with the stance right away, or they could do nothing. If they do nothing, Lionheart can go into any of his other stances. And that is where the pressure comes from. So because even though he's +7, which I said was an egregious frame amount, or +11 in one of his moves, it's kind of fine because the stance isn't a mix-up stance. So he's generating pressure in other ways. That's a cool... I like that they thought about that. This is really, really cool decision by Namco. Gut Wrencher. Okay, we're in his throws now. Brain Pulverizer. These are the same throws. Choke Slam, side throw, which is weird. The new Tekken newcomers don't have unique side throw animations like the old characters did. I kind of get it because you don't see side throws and back throws that often, but I think that it's kind of sad they don't have that character that all the characters have. Okay, this is a Steve throw that we've seen before. Obviously, it's a Steve throw, PhiDX, come on. Forward, 1+2, but now it's an up forward input. Not having to dash is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Spinning elbow drop, same input as before. Same break as before. Cheap shot, down 1+2. This is like his stomp, but this is what I mean, that his on the ground hit options are not that good. Punch parry. They changed the input of the punch parry to generic parry. Used to hit back 1+2. Now they made it in line with all the other generic Tekken parries. That's really, really cool. And it's still a punch parry only. And then he gets, it's listing his transition where he gets to get a free punch after. Revenge blow. Wait, is that what it's saying? Yeah, during parry. During parry. Wait, sorry. What is this word? I've never seen this word before. It's not on my glossary. Let me check it out. I'm not going to try to say it, but it's that last word there. Oh, it just says to continue. Revenge blow. Low parry, same thing. Two-faced. Okay, this is like a new stance, but it's a grab. So I get why they put it in the grab section. During heat is I think is and. Yes, during heat and in Lionheart. Wait, does that mean what if you're out of heat and you're in Lionheart? I think you have to be in heat. Like they made him light up. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. So this comes out of the Lionheart mid punch parry. Wait, is that a kick? You parry a kick? Am I tripping? Lionheart mid parry. Okay. So Lionheart in heat has a mid parry, which means that's where the pressure comes from. Wait, no, because anyways, we'll figure this out later. Let's check out the moves. Two-faced can also come. Okay. So you have heat and Lionheart. Logical, discrete math. It's time for logic. Heat and Lionheart. Heat and ducking in. Both requirements need to be met. It makes sense. This can't be broken though. That's insane. Not being able to break that is crazy. Is it a high like the other throws? It's a high. Okay, so you have to duck it. Again, Tekken 8 encouraging a lot of hard reads compared to reactions and like option denial. I can explain that more later, but that's kind of a rough. Okay, wow, and that's all his moves. So he has 2 moves out of the clinch. And then we're into the sample combos. Okay, so I want to see the combos a little carefully just because usually I kind of glaze over the combos. Gloss over. Why'd I say glaze, man? Gloss over the combos. But let's check this out. Forward 2-2 into Lion. Oh, Lionheart's also a combo stance. This is cool. Maybe it's primarily a combo stance. Whoa. Okay, so this is a take on his standard back 1 combo. Right, the standard back he's using up forward 2, but usually after back 1 you do this. Imagine back 1 hit and then you do ducking 1. Then Steve does down forward 1-2-1, and he goes into flicker. And in Tekken 6, for example, or tag 2, he would do flicker back 1-1 forward 1 and then punch you down and bound you. In Tekken 7, he did back 1-1-1 or down 1, and then it would spin you. Now he does flicker 1-1-2 and it uppercuts you. Nice little change. Cool update to the system. Back 1 counter hit. Yeah, there it is. The flicker 1-2. Here we go. Flicker 1-1-1. Flicker 1-2. Running 2. Nice. 47 damage. Yeah, I mean, these are sample combos, People will find better stuff. Oh, wait. What is this? What does this say? Tornado? After the tornado. After the opponent tornadoes. Do a dash. The sample combos tell you to input dashes to continue the combo. Is that how you spell continue in Polish? That is continue. That looks like the word continue. Isn't that funny? Anyways, sorry guys, got distracted. You see that? Continue. Continue with the punch. Okay, so the sample combos tell you to dash now. That's really, really cool. Up back 2. Oh, up back 2 gives him this unique tornado spin, right? So it doesn't, I don't know why I said tornado. It's like a kick spin. It doesn't expend your combo extender, and you can do it as many times in a combo as you like. It's a great, cool combo tool. Some characters get ridiculous combos because they can create that spin. And up back 2 going into Lionheart makes sense here because it gives you that combo extension. During ducking too, yep, Lionheart. forward 2-1, flicker. Whoa, new knockdown out of that. So this is cool. Flicker, they tell you to go into flicker stance to make the spin easier. No, I'm lying. He has the one hit into spin. Is that new? Could he always do one flicker punch into spin? Let me know in the comments if he could. Big, and then that knockdown is new. That was cool. Heat dash combo into 2-2. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. The heat dash combo in the middle. Sorry, I interrupted the combo. I wanted to see that hit again. So the Lionheart 1 is also a heat dash tool. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to replay the sample combos and kind of recap what I was thinking. Steve retains counter punching traits for sure, right? We've seen the down forward 2, we've seen the back 1, we didn't see 1-2-1. That's the one thing I want to see. If he has those 3 moves, he can control the neutral. That's how Steve has always worked, right? He can control the neutral just by existing and playing in frame, and then it becomes really hard to tell when you can attack him, right? And then even if you play in frame against him, he can just choose to disrespect the situation once, and then like he gets so much damage. His combo damage is low in these sample combos, but they're sample combos. You know, I'm sure people will find cooler things. In terms of the new style, we have Lionheart and we have the clinch. The clinch being heat only is nice because it encourages Steve to find his opportunity first before getting advantages stacked, right? The clinch is like an advantage stacking move. Because it's an unbreakable grab, it forces the opponent to make reads by ducking. If the opponent is ducking, they're exposing themselves probably to like the Lionheart mid, or ducking in mid, right? Like because it comes out of ducking in, extended duck. So he could do the big launcher here. He could just do the safe mid with the left hand and just knock you down. So the clinch creates mix-up opportunities just by it existing. Right? It doesn't have to hit. And this is a big misconception like a lot of like King and Armor King players have, is your grab doesn't have to hit. The fact the grab exists changes how your opponent plays. And now Steve has access to that. So when they said new fighting style, I was afraid he was going to learn kicks or something like that. But no, he learned the southpaw stance and he learned the clinch. And out of those, the southpaw stance, the Lionheart, seems to be more of a combo stance, right? I don't think the fact that it's mid-high is going to make people want to block or like guess low against it, right? It doesn't have a throw. There's not a lot of pressure coming out of it. But that said, Lionheart can go into his other stances. So we may see Steve's play Lionheart into duck, Lionheart into flicker. It's going to be so cool to see what they do. And I like that Namco honored kind of the design of Steve with these stances, retaining the cancelability, reducing the mix-up threat and adding more like pressure. Like if that high is a plus frame high and the threat of the clinch exists, then Steve is still going to be playing around the threat of these moves to generate his opportunities more than the raw mix-up themselves, if that makes sense. Because I don't think Steve is going to kill people by clinching them over and over. If you go for clinch over and over, they'll just duck your throw, right? And even if he does succeed, say they always break the 2 clinch, then you just get 15 damage every time. So you're risking getting launch punished for 15 damage. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, that honors Steve's design. If Steve tries to play mix-up heavy, he usually does not succeed as much as a movement-based Steve that downloads your timing and counter hits you while taking almost no risk himself. That's why Steve has been a tournament menace for so long. I am really, really excited. The only change that's kind of disappointing is the removal of the Shiro combo, the down forward 2 counter hit into the high execution pickup. High execution to learn, but I think it was actually a fairly consistent combo and actually really satisfying to practice. So a little disappointed with the removal of that. I would have liked if they kept that combo and just made it do less damage at least. But the exchange in him having more pressure, more stances, more options is definitely going to make him more annoying. What I love is that they tell you how to transition into each stance. That is such a huge quality of life improvement. It's a nice adaptation. I know Tekken before didn't want to do this because they wanted to move past in the past they didn't do it because they came from the arcade era, and discovery that was organic and kind of shared among the community was what was fun for people. But now in this modern gaming era, they've adapted and they want to teach you and let you do the things that you see people do, right? The discovery is unfortunately less fun for people nowadays, and it's more about, it's the internet age. Share the information and then do the thing. I'm a fan of both, honestly. I grew up a bit in both eras, so I could go either way, but what I love absolutely about Steve is that the new stances don't fundamentally seem to change what he does. They feel like extensions. They feel like, it feels like a sequel to Steve, if that makes sense. The only thing I don't like about Steve is his voice lines are really corny. His outfit sucks. Oh my god, like the voice actor for Steve is really good. Like he's a famous, well-renowned voice actor, but the direction they gave him was so corny. So absolutely corny. Those are my thoughts on Steve. Was really excited for this character. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please leave a comment on other characters you want to see. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe if you want to see more. That's really helpful to me. And I would love to catch you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.